Hey everyone, this is David Brown with the migration update for April 17th, 2025 from the Derby Hill Hawkwatch. Kim and I started out the day by hiking around the North Lookout area. Here we have a small songbird that wouldn't stay still. This is a kinglet, and if we look at the face, we see a white eye ring rather than a dark line through the eye. So this is the season's first ruby-crowned kinglet. We heard a song that was an accelerating trill, and we were able to track down the first field sparrow of the season. This photo's out of focus, but we can see the overall color patterns, and perhaps most distinctively, we see a yellow patch here on the side of the bird. This is a yellow-rumped warbler. We had 32 species in the morning. Today was sunny with a moderate west-northwest wind, so the count was conducted from the south lookout, and it was quite chilly in the morning, but it was more pleasant in the afternoon. The highlight of the morning was seeing 7 cedar waxwings perched in a tree. Here we have an eastern bluebird that is perched on the number 2 sign, which seems to have blown over in yesterday's strong winds. Turkey vultures were slow and steady today with small groups for a total of a few hundred. Across the way in the cornfield, we could see a flock of 10 wild turkeys, including one male that was really strutting. Here we have a small buteo with somewhat pointed wings and a dark tail with a wide white band to it. We see a lot of brown markings to the underside of the body and a dark trailing edge to the wings. This is an adult broad-winged hawk, and we had a decent flight of broadwings today with over 100 coming through in small groups. Here we have a buteo where we see a dark belly band and patagial bars, but overall it's pretty pale, no dark trailing edge, and the tail is more brownish with some very thin banding. This is a juvenile red-tailed hawk, and we had a few dozen red tails today. Here we see a small raptor with rounded wingtips, so a hawk, not a falcon, and we see a long tail. This is an accipiter, and we see this bird has a small head and a very squared-off tip to the tail because all of the tail feathers are about the same length. This is an adult sharp-shinned hawk. Here we have an eagle high overhead, and we see large white patches in the center of the wings and a white base to the tail. And this bird has its head turned, and we're getting that gleaming golden nape because this is a golden eagle. Here we have a lanky black and white raptor with drooping wings, and we see it's carrying a fish. This is an osprey. We've been waiting to see who was going to try to nest on the cell phone tower this year. Would it be the ospreys or the common ravens? And these 2 common ravens were checking it out today, so perhaps it will be the ravens again this year. They're the ones who nested up there last year as well. This adult bald eagle gave us a real nice look towards the end of the day. From the south lookout today, we had 47 species. We had 2 new species for the season today, which were ruby-crowned kinglet and field sparrow, bringing us to a total of 119 species. Taking a look at the hawk count report for our migrating raptor totals, today we had 218 turkey vultures, 4 ospreys, 6 bald eagles, 5 northern harriers, 10 sharp-shinned hawks, and 4 Cooper's hawks. For buteos, we had 1 red-shouldered hawk, 131 broad-winged hawks, and 24 red-tailed hawks, and we had 1 golden eagle and no falcons, for a total of 404 migrating raptors. That brings the April total to 15,540 and the season total to 33,843. Taking a look at the forecast for tomorrow, it's looking cloudy with occasional showers in the afternoon and a high in the mid-60s. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour, so those are really good winds, and there might even be a little bit of sunshine in the very early morning, so hopefully that cloud cover won't be too thick in the morning. But overall, I think it's going to be a pretty good day. And the songbird migration overnight should also be pretty good, so maybe we'll get a bit of a morning flight as well. Whether or not we'll get a ton of broadwings, I think it's a little bit of a question mark right now. You know, the past couple of decent days we've gotten a few hundred broadwings. No one's really getting thousands of broadwings yet in New York, so it's just a question of the supply. Are they in position to move by us tomorrow, or is it still a little bit too early? But overall, it should be a decent day either way. And there's the possibility it could end up being a really big broadwing day. So I guess we'll have to find out tomorrow. For Saturday, it's looking cloudy with occasional rain showers and a high in the mid-60s. Winds southwest, shifting west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So the winds are good in the morning when they're more southwest. Might slow down later in the afternoon when they go more west. But really, it's going to depend on what that rain does. So I think we need to check back as we get closer to see if there's going to be too much rain that might prevent a flight, or if it's going to be relatively dry, in which case we could get a decent flight with those good winds. And for Sunday, we're looking at intervals of clouds and sun with a high around 45 and winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So overall, very similar to today, except maybe a bit more cloud cover. We'll be down at the South Lookout, and if the winds the next few days bring a lot of broad-winged hawks up, it could be a big flight at the South Lookout for Sunday. All right, a beautiful day to be out hawk watching today. It was pretty good in the morning, although it was a bit slow throughout the afternoon, but we have some good winds coming up the next few days, so hopefully we'll get some big days as we're coming into the peak of the broad-winged hawk migration. And then it looks like as we get into early next week, there should be some more days with southerly winds. So hopefully in this next week to week and a half, we should get a lot of broad-winged hawks. So hope you can come out and join us soon here at Derby Hill. From Lyco Birds, this is David Brown. Thanks for watching.